With federal election reform bills currently stalled in the Senate, swing state Democrats said today that the job of election reform now falls to the states. But that job, what the officials are calling Plan B, is going to be a challenge for Arizona Democrats, as Cronkite News reporter Alexia Stanbridge reports from our Washington bureau.
Alex says there are more than 100 bills in the legislature right now that could affect voting rights, and he says Democrats should be worried.
Any one of them could slip through or get pushed through or get added to a striker, and then it's very difficult to stop.
Arizona Democratic Party Chair Raquel Teran agrees it's an uphill battle. That doesn't mean Democrats are ready to give up.
But we are prepared to put up a fight.
But she conceded that the legislature and governor's office is in Republican hands. Democrats are in what she calls a complete defense mode.
Over 100 bills that were introduced show how determined Republicans are in silencing voters and making it harder for people to vote.
Those bills include proposals that Democrats say would restrict access to the ballot box, limit early voting, and make it possible for the legislature to simply overturn elections it doesn't like. But Republican political consultant Jason Rose said that some election reform is needed and that Democrats have their own reason for opposing some of the GOP bills.
It's obvious what you're doing. You're trying to gain an electoral advantage. It's not about protecting voter rights.
He thinks there are Republicans willing to work with Democrats on voting bills, but said Democrats have to meet them halfway.
Common ground comes from the more sober leaders like Speaker Bowers and anyone who wants to join him on the Democrat side. That's what democratic compromise is all about.
He says the posturing just leads to, quote, eye-rolling instead of cooperation. But Teran is still hoping to find some on the GOP side who are willing to work with the minority.
So we always just need one Republican to block legislation.
In the meantime, all Teran and Galota can do is wait and worry.
We have real concern because there are extreme anti-democratic policies that are being pushed by a whole host of legislators that basically undermine our freedom to vote.
In Washington, Alexia Stanbridge, Cronkite News.
According to the National Conference of State Legislatures, there have been a total of 994 bills filed in state capitals across the country this year dealing with elections or voting. The NCSL database says 99 of those bills are in Arizona, or 10% of all the election bills in the U.S. legislatures.